I thought love meant forever, but I was wrong. He humiliated me when I trusted him the most. For days, I felt lost, broken, and alone. But through the pain, I discovered something powerful. I didn't just survive heartbreak, I found myself again. My name is Kavya, and I used to believe that love could fix everything. I thought if I gave my whole heart to someone, they would never hurt me. I was wrong. When I met Kabir, it felt like a dream. He had that effortless charm, the kind that makes you forget the world. He made me laugh, he listened to my stories, and for a while, I believed I had finally found my person. We were that couple everyone talked about. Perfect pictures, late-night calls, surprise visits. But behind those smiles, there were moments I ignored, small red flags I didn't want to see. Sometimes Kabir would make fun of my simple clothes or say, "You take things too seriously, Kavya. Relax, it's just a joke." I'd laugh it off, even when it hurt. Slowly, his words began to shape how I saw myself. I started changing, my clothes, my hair, even my laughter, just to fit his idea of a perfect girlfriend. My friends noticed the difference, but I told them I was fine. Because deep down, I was afraid of losing him. He became my world. And without realizing it, I stopped being mine. But what I didn't know then was that the same love I thought would protect me was the one that would break me into pieces soon. Days started to feel different. Kabir's calls became shorter, his texts colder. He was always busy, meetings, friends, or just tired. But I still waited. Every night, I kept checking my phone, hoping his name would flash again. One evening, I dressed up for our dinner plan. I waited for hours, but he never came. Later that night, I saw a friend's story. Kabir was at a party. Smiling. Dancing. With someone else. My heart dropped. I couldn't breathe. I called him again and again, no answer. The next day, I went to that same cafe where we used to sit for hours. And there he was, sitting with the same girl I saw in the video. When he saw me, he looked annoyed, not guilty. "Why are you here, Kavya?" he said, loud enough for everyone to hear. My voice shook. "Because I needed to talk to you." He leaned back and said coldly, "There's nothing to talk about. You're too emotional. Too much. I need space." Everyone was looking at us. My eyes burned, but I tried to hold the tears. He stood up, whispered to his friend, and walked out. Leaving me there, humiliated, heartbroken, and completely alone. That night, I walked home in silence. The streets were full of lights, but everything around me felt dark. I kept hearing his words, "Too emotional." I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I sat on my bed and cried until my chest hurt. I kept asking myself, was I really too much? Or was I just too real for someone who never truly loved me? After that night, everything stopped making sense. Days passed, but I barely noticed. My phone stayed silent, no calls, no messages. The same phone I once held to my heart now felt like a reminder of everything I lost. I locked myself in my room for days. I didn't want to meet anyone, didn't want to talk. Even the mirror scared me, because I couldn't recognize the girl staring back. Her eyes were tired, her smile was gone, and her heart felt empty. My friends came by, brought food, tried to cheer me up. But I just smiled and said, "I'm fine." The truth was, I was broken in places no one could see. One evening, when the rain hit my window, I stood there, watching it fall. And for the first time, I didn't cry. I just felt tired. Tired of chasing someone who never looked back. Tired of proving my worth to a person who never saw it. I looked in the mirror again, really looked. And I whispered to myself, "Kavya, when was the last time you chose yourself?" That question stayed with me all night. Somewhere inside that pain, something started to change. It wasn't strength yet. But it was a spark, small, quiet, but real. And maybe, that was enough to begin again. I woke up one morning and decided. I didn't want to cry anymore. My tears had done nothing but keep me stuck in the same place. So that day, I got up, opened my curtains, and let the sunlight in. For the first time in weeks, my room didn't feel like a cage. I started doing small things. A walk every morning. A cup of chai at my favorite spot. Writing my thoughts in a little notebook, not about Kabir, but about me. Every day felt like a slow climb. Some days I smiled, some days I didn't. But even on the bad ones, I kept going. One afternoon, I went to a cafe I hadn't visited since everything ended. And there he was, Kabir. Sitting alone, scrolling through his phone. For a second, my heart froze. But then I realized. I didn't feel pain anymore. Just peace. He looked up and said softly. Kavya, wait, can we talk? I smiled, not with anger, not with love. Just calm. I think we already said everything that needed to be said, I replied. He stared at me, confused, maybe expecting tears or drama. But I just turned around and walked away. My hands weren't shaking this time. My heart was steady. As I stepped outside, I felt the breeze touch my face, gentle, like freedom. And that's when I knew. I wasn't the same girl who once begged for love. I was the woman who learned to love herself. It's been months now. The pain that once felt endless has finally faded into silence. I still pass by places where Kabir and I once went, the cafe, the bridge, that old bookstore. But now, they don't hurt. They just remind me how far I've come. I spend my evenings reading, walking by the sea, or watching sunsets alone. And you know what? Alone doesn't feel lonely anymore. It feels peaceful. Sometimes, people ask me if I hate him. The truth is, I don't. He was the lesson I needed to find myself again. Love didn't destroy me. It broke me open, so I could rebuild stronger. Now, when I look in the mirror, I see someone I'm proud of. Someone who doesn't need anyone's approval to feel enough. Someone who finally knows her worth. I smile softly and whisper to my reflection. He broke my heart, but I rebuilt my soul. As the sun sets behind me, I take a deep breath. This time, it's not the end of a love story. It's the beginning of mine. If Kavya's journey touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs strength today.